honestly,
Sexual assault, me too.
My fault. Biologically, I feel like we are providers. Of course, we were the ones hunting to provide more protein and stuff. Biologically, we're providers and protectors.
Our princess, our little girls, are somebody we can protect. I mean, obviously, since the moment they're born.
Now, I'm scared. I might get canceled. Okay. Man enough. Rules of modern dating and understanding women is complicated. All right.
Can you name some controversial women's issues?
Controversial women's issues.
Abortion.
I was thinking about that.
Good one. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean,
Of course we are.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I don't know. Like,
Name all of them.
Can you just name a few controversial women's
Abortion.
issues?
Abortion.
The wage gap.
Okay.
The
Honestly,
sexual assault, me too.
My fault.
Donna horror complex.
What?
Can you name any men's issues?
oh,
Man's issues, mental health, the constant body shaming, the suicide rate, the biggest issue, false accusations. You see, they do not know shit about men issues. Watch this.
men's issues. They need to treat women better. Erectile dysfunction.
What I told y'all, they do not know shit about men's issue.
Okay.
And that wasn't
But I mean,
funny.
like, can you name any like men's struggles?
Oh, struggles.
Mental health.
Yeah, mental
Okay.
health. That's definitely. Actually, men commit rates. They actually commit suicide the most.
Okay.
Women attempt more, but men are more successful.
And can you name any men's issues?
Yeah,
Like these three, I have no confidence in these three. Look,
toxic masculinity.
Just honestly, the patriarchy affects everyone. So like,
Why do you think men's mental health is in crisis?
The stigma behind it and
Mm.
it's negatively
they're
looked
afraid to,
upon.
like,
I love me some educated queens.
Talk
Look,
about it, and especially like family just like kind of shames that sometimes.
Why are men typically the ones blamed for inflating a woman's ego?
because us men, when we see a female that we want to have sex with, even though they don't look that good, we will lie our way into some panties, and then us lying our ways into some panties will just make them think that they're you feel me, like they just think that they're hot shit.
Because most guys love to tell women how beautiful they are.
Weren't men groomed to be that way?
Yes.
Yes. And to respect women ever since we're little, for sure.
Not
I don't know, but we
all
don't do that. They
men.
inflate their own ego.
Right, but I mean, what about simps? Simps are blamed for inflating a woman's
Oh,
ego.
that's the
That's
bad
just
word.
Degrading the value of the man is what it does.
Weren't men groomed to be that way?
I hate to say it. Yes, they were groomed to be simps. We're
Yep.
supposed to come in and just go with what goes on, just conform with the household, go out work, bring it all in, and
Yep.
We are supposed to treat a lady with respect, but no.
What the fuck is that knocking? What the fuck? Like it sounds like somebody just got slammed. But like from a young age, we were told to be gentlemen, to treat our women with respect. Of course, that's important. That is important. But some men take it to the next level. Some men actually will go out their way, even though they're not dating the woman, they will go out their way to be chivalrous just to have a chance to get in the panties. And I don't really think that's, you feel me? I don't know. Like the new generation of men is weird. Like our generation of men is gonna be weird.
No, we're not groomed to be lower ourselves for something else. Because if I lower myself to come to your level, I can't help you get to my level.
Yep.
Are women equally guilty for demoralizing men and their ego?
Yes.
Absolutely. Women choose. Women are choosers.
Women are
women
choosers.
equally guilty for demoralizing men and their ego?
Yes, they are, because you know women just could, like I said,
Women are emotional creatures. I ain't gonna lie. Like, if you break a woman's heart, she will try to destroy your ego as much as possible. Small dick, you're fat, this and that, this and that. Like, women are like very emotional creatures, especially when they go through some emotional trauma that they don't know how to handle. They will either one, shake ass, or either two, destroy your ego completely. And some men let that shit get to
they
them.
could easily go on some kind of social media and just post a picture of themselves and expect a man to go ahead and give her everything she needs because she's wearing makeup, basically.
Yep.
And you know what? That's not how it should be. It should be an even playing field for the both of us.
Aren't women raised to be spoiled as princesses?
Women are raised. Women are caught.
I'm not gonna
They
say anything
absolutely
because
are, yeah.
So if so, why?
because
is
the
it
way
not
I treat
given
my
any
girl,
attention?
I'm not gonna say
Well,
anything
because
because
it's a woman world. Yeah, it's everything. You know, rules around women. It's whatever the woman says.
Nowadays-
that's what the man's gonna do.
nowadays
I mean, I got a kid too, so I'm guilty of this. So
I'm guilty of that.
I don't know. It's just, I think it's something innate in us biologically. We just want to build, protect.
Biologically, I feel like we are providers. Of course, we were the ones hunting to provide more protein and stuff. Biologically, we're providers and protectors.
Our princess, our little girls, are somebody we can protect. I mean, obviously, since the moment they're born.
Yep.
Do you find it hypocritical when parents advise their sons to avoid gold diggers while also advising their daughters to find a man who will take care of them?
Yes. Yes.
It's hypocritical, but it's the way of the world. Doggy dog world, baby.
Are men no longer providing because women don't want to submit, or are women no longer submitting because men don't want to provide?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm so glad that you asked that.
Ooh.
I think it is because women don't want to submit because of, you know, sometimes the guy's not worth it.
She's listening to Chris Brown. I could hear it.
A woman will submit if the guy is, if she feels safe, if she feels secure.
This is facts, bro. What she said right there is true, right? Anyways, like I was saying, I noticed that my girlfriend submits. Like one of the reasons is because she is safe. Like she feels safe with me, so she won't leave that safety. She will not leave that safety because I think, I don't know, like I think if she leaves, like I think that she thinks if she leaves the safety, then something bad will happen. I don't know. That's just something I just put together, but like I realized that she submitted because she feels safe around me, and rest.
right and respectful. So yeah, we will. It's almost it's automatic. You don't.
Yeah,
even
it's
have
something
to say
automatic.
It. A woman will submit.
A woman will submit if she feels safe and if you're providing. That's it. Like if she feels safe around you, she will submit. If you're providing for her, she will submit. That's it. Like, you feel me? Like you need to come towards her with some strong energy. Like the energy that you should bring towards a woman is that she'll feel safe financially and physically and mentally with you, right? And then you'll provide for her, right?
A man is put on this world to take care of the woman. So a man is that, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what a woman's supposed to look for.
They low-key
a
junk.
man that's able to take care of them.
Yep.
And a man is I don't think that's a question for a man. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So what were women put
I
on?
don't know. Like it's by nature for a man to want to provide for a woman for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why.
To produce, to nurture. Hello.
Yes.
So why are so many women encouraged and raised to be independent rather than nurturing?
A lot of women were raised without fathers. So how could you know how to be a woman to a man if you didn't have a dad?
Hold on. She got something there. She's spitting some facts.
Right, but a lot of men were raised without fathers, so how could a man know how to be a leader?
A lot of men were raised without fathers, but they still had that fatherly figure towards them. And a lot of women that were raised without fathers had that fatherly figure, but that figure wasn't dating or wasn't married to their mom, or you feel me, wasn't around to, like, you feel me. I don't know how to describe it, because some women are like, it's nature, it clicks with them, and then some have to learn it as they go. Like, as they date, they'll learn what not to do and what to do. You feel me?
And a provider to a woman if he didn't have a man teaching him that masculine role.
I guess that's just something we all got to figure out together.
And why are men expected to have a healthy perception of themselves, aka confidence, while people continue to blame men for women's inflated ego?
It falls under the social norm, I believe. Like I said, it's just my personal opinion. We're meant to hold that certain status. We're meant to be strong, be a guy.
I just said
We
that.
have to have confidence as men. We're the king of the jungle, man. We're the most dangerous species on this earth. If we wasn't, it wouldn't look like this, So as a man, we have to have absolute confidence in ourselves.
Right.
I think it really starts at the gym with other guys. We compete with each other, so we have to always appear strong.
Stronger than the next
you're
man.
Right. We always seem to always put a little weakness when it comes down to the woman. We'll be strong for other dudes, but girls,
That's kind of gay.
Try to,
That's kind of gay.
Well, I'm just saying, why are men expected to have a healthy perception of themselves, but we don't hold women to a standard of having a healthy perception of them? In other words, we expect men to have confidence, but we don't expect women to be humble.
I think,
Ooh,
so
he got me stuck.
this is a good question. I think it's because it comes down to the ego. Women do not have as much ego, so they're not required for all of that.
And you do realize when a woman has a lot of ego, she is normally not getting that much guys. You feel me?
To be
or
humble,
she's
to be all
sleeping
these
around.
different things. We only really require them. We as men require them to just look good and just come along for the most part.
Why do women often attack a man's masculinity when they don't get what they want?
Oh, that's a good
Ooh.
question. Why do I attack masculinity? Because women run the world.
They're emotional.
Masculinity.
They are emotional creatures.
As in,
Like you don't lift enough. Like you're not manly enough. You're not a man.
I didn't know they did that. Personally, I like a feminine man.
But I think if a woman goes for that, it's just because throughout history, that's like the biggest defining factor of like what a man is like they're a manly man.
The easiest hit.
Isn't that hitting below the belt?
Hitting below the belt? What do you mean
To
by
attack,
that? Sorry.
attack someone's masculinity.
Yeah.
Is it any wonder why men's mental health is in crisis?
Absolutely, yes, because, women believe that just because they throw on some makeup and look pretty, that they can get any man. And this is really taking advantage of the man. And, because you might not be a good-looking guy.
Dante got it right.
That you might not have all this money, you might not have all this stuff, then that's putting you in a status where you basically...
Let me tell y'all low niggas something, right? As long as you have the money, the power, and respect, most importantly, the money, you will get the bitches. You feel me?
basically get ignored by a lot of women, which is a terrible thing
it's just
for
facts.
a lot of men today.
It is often said life isn't fair. Who is more likely to be expected to accept injustice, men or women?
Men.
Women.
If it's not men, why do we have the expression "take it like a man"?
You're good. Because men are supposed to have this strong front, you know? So
Does a man have the right to define what a woman is?
No.
absolutely not.
So then what gives women the right to define what a man is?
We don't.
But didn't you just say a man's supposed to be this and a
I
man's
said
supposed to be that?
supposed to. Yeah.
Is that not defining what a man is?
Well,
Yes.
somewhat, but not
Ah,
just
she's contradicting
clear
herself.
like that.
If it's not men, why do we have the expression "take it like a man"?
Well, I never heard take it like a woman.
So then wouldn't the answer be men?
It would be men.
We talk about things. A lot of times men don't. They don't like to tell us their problems.
I do not tell people my emotions. Men do not talk about their emotions at all. Unless like it's bad, and sometimes if it's bad, we take the easy way out. Or we just deal with it, right? As when we were growing up, they just told us to deal with it. So we just
They
dealt
don't.
with it.
We talk about things. A lot of times men don't. They don't like to tell us their problems. They don't, they shut down easily.
Yep.
Most women, they'll talk about things and issues, but a lot of times men are silent, so they kind of withhold.
But do you think that men often withhold their feelings because when they express their feelings, it's often shamed and made fun of?
Yes.
No. I think from growing up, they always say, well, men, you're not supposed to cry. Take it like a man. So
Yep.
they have to build this persona.
Is it any wonder why men's mental health is in crisis?
Yes, because soon as a man opens up to a woman and
They use that against us. Oh my God. Women use our emotions against us.
tells them like their deepest, darkest secrets, women tend to use that against men. And I don't know why. I'm a woman and I don't know why.
What is the difference between sexism and racism?
Sexism and racism. There is no difference. The one is discrimination of color, and one is discrimination of sex.
What's the difference between telling a black man you're not black enough and telling a man you're not man enough?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, that's a good one. Telling a black man he's not black enough.
They're
can
not with the
be-
culture.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's the same thing. I've been told that my whole life. I've been in the hood, I've been in the suburbs. In the suburbs, they said you're white. In the hood, they say you're black. Or other way around, actually, I'm sorry. You're not white enough, you're not black enough.
And black enough, as you can see, I make racism look stupid. I'm two different colors. So to me, it's just, to me, that's a funny question, literally. Like, it makes me laugh because how can you ask someone who's lighter than a white guy about someone who's black, It's just an interesting concept. But like I said, I think that just it goes back to the racism being a system and how people are used to or falling victim to that system.
In my book, that's equal, man.
So why is it okay for women to be sexist but not racist?
They could be both.
It's definitely not okay for them to be sexist.
Why is non-blatant racism often exaggerated while blatant sexism is often ignored and made fun of?
Because, like I said, it goes back to the thing where women are always coddled. If a man came out there was, start crying and all this other shit, of course we're gonna get ridiculed.
They gonna
Like, you can't
foul
do that as a
him.
man. You have a masculinity figure to show, and a female can absolutely do that. But that's not how it should be. Everything should be, on a same playing field. But
Falls under that social norm category. I mean, there's movements that support, things like that, but we have very little support on our end. So we just, back to that one word, take it like a man.
I know this, when a man's going through a struggle, people aren't gonna listen to him. When a woman is going through a struggle, the whole world knows.
Yep.
Speaking of not being man enough,
Prime example is niggas making fun of YK Osiris for going on live and explaining his mental health issues. That shit right there, that's a whole video in it of itself, but that shit is crazy. The man was pouring his heart out with emotion, and what we did as not even a community, what we did as humans, we make fun of him.
is the modern man not man enough to handle the modern woman, or is the modern woman too much to handle?
I feel like the modern woman is too much to handle because this day and age, women, they're under the impression that they really don't need a man, so therefore they become that much more independent to where that they're like, okay, well, if you can do it, I can do it. And a lot of things that men were capable of, like women didn't have the rights to work for a long time. And then once we were able to work, okay, well, it's the sense of, okay, if he can do it, I can do it.
Does a man have the right to define what a woman is?
No.
So then what gives women the right to define what a man is?
They do not.
But they do, don't they?
I mean, they can give their opinion, but they don't have the right to, in my opinion.
But when I was raised, men are supposed to be strong. We were taught that they weren't supposed to really be emotional. They were supposed to support us. So it's kind of like programming.
Isn't that defining what a man is?
Yes.
I guess so.
Why do you think that men's mental health is in crisis?
Because of toxic masculinity.
Yeah, they're taught to be strong and not care about things.
Because of toxic masculinity.
So
That's the only thing that's in her brain.
It's all toxic masculinity. They're taught to not think about stuff, and that if like they're not, men aren't introspective.
They're also not always willing to talk about it though, even if they want to, and that's
For some women, it can be like connecting, you know, like
Yeah,
you like realize that
intimacy.
they have like a soft side, and like we're into that sometimes, you know.
Has a man crying ever gotten a woman wet?
No.
Not me. It's not gotten me wet. Like I've been concerned. But it makes me, you know, have a lot of empathy.
What is the
Empathy.
difference between the masculinity that women find attractive versus toxic masculinity?
I think masculinity where you find attractive is where you're not thinking about that actively as a man. When you can like
so good.
Yeah, you know what?
You're just masculine naturally. Yes, you're not performing. You're not. Masculinity doesn't mean misogyny.
Why are some people willing to accept that life isn't fair while other people want to change the world?
I feel like people that feel like life
Why are you watching these deep ass videos today?
isn't fair
That's
are
two of them
people
back
who
to
can't
back.
acknowledge their own wrongs. I feel like it's those people that's inexperienced with life and just need someone to blame. I read a really interesting book called The Four Agreements. It was about Tolmic knowledge, and it pretty much talked about how people's negative energy reflects on other people ultimately because of themselves. So
Be educated black man.
I feel like life isn't fair. Life is what you make it, and just make it the
Yes.
best. You know, I unfortunately I grew up all in, you know, I was homeless since I was 3 years old. So for me to be having an interview with a guy like you means a lot to me, and for me to never use my adolescence as an excuse. It just answers the question. Sometimes we gotta step outside of ourselves, really look at ourselves and what we're in, and play chess.
Why do people insist that things will never
Ew.
change when history has proven that things have already changed?
Ditto with that one, because history, like I said, repeats itself. And even though certain
Black folks got these niggas beat. Oh my god, bro. Like I'm
things back
like
in the day
what?
has changed, the common denominator is still there.
Why do so many people believe we're living in a male-dominated patriarchy if the standards and selectivity of women is what you believe drives civilization to become better?
Wow. I think it's getting backwards. I think people are forgetting how much men have contributed to the whole society and the world as a whole. And yes, now women have the rights to basically play those parts like a man.
Yes.
But most of them don't choose to be that, and they like a man actually doing these kind of things.
It's a man's world, man. Women are trying to come up, but they don't want to do the jobs that we do. They don't want to go to war. Some of them do, very select few. They don't want to go to war. They don't want to be down in these sewers cleaning up. They don't want to be building these buildings and stuff like that. I mean, that's something they would rather do. But if that's the truth, if it's not a man's world, then they need to get down in the sewers and go do it.
I was just saying, all this was built to have a woman have a really good time. I mean, it was used to be just a building, and a woman said, hey, I want to gamble with it too. I want to eat here too. I want to dance here too. And they just put everything in there. So yeah.
What is this nigga blabbling about?